Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is a reaction to Oregairu, or My Youth Romantic Comedy is Wrong. Well, what a name. So for those of you who have never seen a reaction of mine, first things first, this is the discussion about the reaction. The reaction itself you can find in my links. Just take a link, replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots, and you can enjoy the reaction. And once you've done, if you want to, come back here and hear my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Now, here we go. Another first episode, another new series, and yeah, pretty interesting and entertaining so far. I really liked it. So, I like the characters and how they interact with each other. It's so far really good. Really good. So looking forward to more for sure. So the main character is, I really tried to write down the names, as you may have realized. The main character is Hikigaya, or Hiki, which is a cool name. And yeah, he's portrayed as being a loner, although by now he already, in my opinion, is not behaving like one very much yet. Because with those girls, he is really going out and he's talking to them already, possibly because he has a chance now. And it seems most of it, of his being lonely and don't want to talk to girls, is about the fact that he got dumped in the past a bit too much, so he had some negative experiences with girls, which I can understand. So, interesting and nice guy so far, and he has the hair which reminds me of Aragi Koyomi from another series. So, some very interesting theses at the beginning, like youth is a lie, it's evil, girls are my enemies, and stuff like that. It's like, wow, that's a view on life, holy heck. So he's sending out these negative vibes, that's why no one is talking to him. And not having talked to a girl for 2 years is clearly a bit too much. So I really liked the idea that his teacher, Hiratsuka sensei, got up with a very clever plan. So I really have to give it to her. So instead of talking to him and trying to sway him, she just puts him in a club, forces him to be there, kind of. And by being there, he's forced to interact with girls, with one especially, who, as far as I've seen so far, is a very smart woman, a very I'm not sure if you... I mean, he thinks that she's very full of herself, very strong in her own beliefs, but I think she might be more easily damaged than you think. So she had the problem that she was always pretty, and she is Yukinoshita or Yuki. By the way, I like the fact that every character's name, first and last name, is like with the same beginning. So it's except for Hikigaya, but it's Yukinoshita Yukino, so it's Yuki, and Yui Yuigahama Yui is Yui. So you can go with the short ones, which is easy for me. So however, Yuki is someone who was always pretty, always good looking, and thus had one of those typical problems, that on the one hand the guys possibly did not really see her inner self, who she is, but just saw the outside package, like you're good looking, so I want to be a friend, but don't care about your inner beliefs and possibly not even tried much. But the harder problem was that the other girls kind of disliked her by being intimidated by her, or just having bad feelings about this girl is more pretty than me, so they stole stuff or hid their shoes. I mean, what the heck? I mean, okay, it was kids at this time, so, but still, that's a problem. Well, I don't know. I guess it's the thing that comes with being beautiful or being good looking. If you're good looking, you have many possibilities and advantages. There's no question. although many people don't like to see it that way, I really think if you have the same level in intellect and wits and everything, and additionally you do look better than a compared person, then you will have an advantage. It's just like that. It's the same as if you're looking the same way and one is stronger than the other. He has an advantage. It's just like that. And sure, although we may be educated human beings and very clever, and we do live in the 21st century, it's still first view effect. And if you see someone who is beautiful, you're more likely to be attracted to that person. So that's something which gives her an advantage, but she has to cope with the negative sides as being, well, hit on because she's beautiful, ignoring the question who she really is. That might change when you talk to her and you're like, nah, not my type, you know? So I see her problems as well, but she wants to change this view by helping others. She wants to kind of get interaction with people apart from her outer appearance. That's okay. So I guess she founded this club of giving back, of helping others, and thus she cannot deny taking him in because the teacher asked her to do it. And on the one hand, there's this club which tells you help. That's the meaning of the club. And the other thing is, it was a teacher who said do it, so she's stuck with him. I like it. It's interesting. Let's see. Yeah. There are some comments from the teacher about Hiki, which I liked. So your job is to fix his loner person, and they are already on that. The other thing is, because she was afraid that he would do some stuff he shouldn't be doing, and she clearly stated, no, he will not, because he has the mentality of a petty criminal. I mean, who wants to hear that about himself? That was a mean one. In general, this teacher seems to be pretty clever and humorous, so she has a really good humor. I like that so far. And him being of a petty criminal nature means that he will try some stuff, but he will never go against the law or the police, you know? So everything he tries will be in moderate amounts, so you can do something against it. And Yuki should be clever enough to do something. And from what we've seen so far, she's pretty good at suppressing him. Because he is not as good yet as he thinks he is when it comes to social stuff. So he tries to intimidate her, and she just blocked him, and, well, it was just a weak try, because he has no experience in that. If you do not interact with others, then how should you be able to know what to do? The community service club, yeah. And he has a rotten personality, that's a mean one. So I'm not sure. We will learn about the next episode if it really is that way. Or if he, which I guess constructed himself a personality to keep himself away from harm. Because that it seems to me very much. He was hurt by girls in the past, so he constructed a view on life that is, girls are the enemy, just don't interact with them. And by doing so, they cannot hurt you. I think that's the main thing here. They're in a contest now, however, and whoever wins gets a wish granted, whatever wish, and we already heard what he was going for, kind of. Although that might change, then I kind of hope. Who is better at helping someone? First round, making cookies. So, I'm not sure who won. They didn't say, and I would say it's like a draw. It's, none of them did it perfectly. But I see both of their points, and that's the interesting thing, the kind of different concepts on what to do with when you have a task at hand. So do you try again and again and again and again until you do it perfect, or you fail doing it? That's kind of the viewpoint of Yuki, it seems. So you have to learn it more and more. I mean, we all know when it comes to craftsmanship, as sad as it is, nothing teaches better than experience. So if you fail the first time, do it again and again. And when you chop down a tree 100 times, then you know how to chop down a tree properly. If you do it the first time, you will possibly kill someone. Maybe even yourself. So craftsmanship is about learning by doing. So you have to put in more and more effort every time. That's the side of Yuki, I think I understood, and she's kind of right about that. His side, however, seeing that this was not an easy task to be done, because you cannot teach someone to cook in one day. Although for cookies you might have a chance. If this person does not have, I would say, like a black finger here, because she burns everything. But if that's something like that, the question is what you want it for. So you want to cook, you want to make cookies for someone you like, for a boy as it seems, then, and that is the viewpoint of Hiki, sure, they are not perfect, but you made them. And the fact that you made something yourself for him is way more important than how they are, how they taste and everything. It is not perfect, no question there, but I agree with this as well. If there is a girl who makes something herself, cookies or whatever, and gifts them to you, that is already a present. And it is way different when it is made yourself than when it is bought somewhere. Even if it is a good gift being bought. Which is a thing that is sometimes sad viewing as someone who's not the youngest anymore. And when I remember Christmas, which is not so long ago right now, and I remember in my family the young kids, there were some gifts that people made themselves, and they were really cool, and I was like, wow, that's impressive, the craftsmanship that is into that, very good. And they were very well liked, until the moment when something like an Xbox or a PlayStation or stuff like that is opened up. Because then the youngsters are like, woo, technology! And that's a sad moment sometimes. It's cool because they like the gift, but it is sad because they are not able yet, hopefully, to appreciate the difference in this is just money, and this is with heart and soul made yourself. So, that's the point of Ikigaya, and I agree with that one as well. Self-made is just the gifting of a self-made thing is a generous one. It would help if it would taste, no question there. So I just try to remember if a girl would give me something like that, it would be like, wow, thanks. Oh yeah, nice. Thank you. May you leave for a moment so I can throw them away. You know what I mean. So the truth, as always, is in the middle. The best option would be to gift good tasting cookies you made yourself. They had this little interlude between him and Yui, because he named her bitch. As he did, by the way, before to Yuki as well, but she just did not react to it. So she did react to it and was clearly upset because she's still a So she is someone who's, on the one hand, extremely funny. On the other hand, she's having problems hiding any kind of secrets. So I like her. She's an open personality. She's entertaining. She's funny. She clearly lightens up the room when she's in. So that's a nice triangle we have here already of those characters. And yeah, you shouldn't say words like that to a girl. I agree there. Line. Oh yeah. There was one more thing. What Hiki said about the effort. If you try, even if you fail, the fact that you tried will give you a good feeling. I think that is a viewpoint which is very grown up, which is one that you need more time to reflect and to understand. So seeing from my perspective, from my past, I can clearly say in the first years of being a young adult, I did not have this feeling. When I tried something and I did not succeed, I was most of the time disappointed about it, and it really, really pressed me down very often, because I felt like, why the heck hasn't it worked? Why did I waste energy, you know? Like if you try to get a job or a promotion or anything, and then you're like, well, it didn't work, and I was partially upset and partially dissatisfied with myself as well. You start questioning yourself, could you have done more and stuff like that. It takes a while. Later on, when being older, I'm more able, still not perfectly, but more able to see this viewpoint that was brought up here, that at least I tried. Because that's the experience. If you did not get something and you didn't even try, then you might question yourself, like, if you would have done it, would you have got? It's this thing like asking a girl out, right? You know a girl or boy, don't know who's watching, you like, and you are thinking about, would it work or wouldn't it? What's going to happen if you ask her? There are two options. Either she says yes or she says no. Both can go into very many different harshnesses of comment, like for sure, or well, we can try, or no, or never in the living hell at all, go away, you creep. So if you get the last one, that's possibly very hurtful, and I can understand that. But if you are thinking about it, you possibly already think that there shouldn't be anything like that. So what can go wrong? On the one hand, if you don't try, you will always ask yourself later on, would that have been an option? Until the moment when you kind of start to forget it, you know. But there's always this question: would it have worked out with her or not? Right? But if you never ask, you never know. If you ask, you will know. It can be like flower and honey-coated future, everything is fine, or it can be just a no, and well, for sure it might be that it's weird on your friendship, but at least you're being honest with yourself and with her, so let's just try. So I see that as well. I think that's it. In the end, she brought cookies for both of them. That's why I say it's a draw. So the cookies are still not good, because yeah, as it seems she's not good in that. But she followed the advice of Hiki by making cookies for friends, kind of friends. So one might say that he won, but I somehow doubt they will count it as that. That was the first good episode. I really like it. I like the characters, the interaction, the music is good as well. Although the outro seems very generic in the meaning of I don't see any real connection to the story. The intro was okay. And it seems like we have a new character incoming next time, which makes sense because we're still at the start. So more to come. I hope you enjoyed. I did for sure. So until the next time, please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.